No, but it's more than a manager for myself. I have a really special relationship with the boss. He actually called me last night and he said, Patrice, I'm going to sue you. I said, boss, yeah, I'm going to put my lawyer on you. I said,
Book.
why? He said, because you're talking too nice about me. And he start laughing. And actually, I see him tomorrow. But yeah, like you say, I think no one will equal Sir Alex Ferguson. His door is always open for myself. And what I like with him, he said, Patrice, when I sign for United, be yourself. This is your home. And I love that. Like, if I have to define my relationship with Sir Alex Ferguson, I never scare of fear of Sir Alex Ferguson, but I was always scared to disappoint him.
Yeah.
So
respect.
It was about respect. And I really love this man. For me, when he had his incident and his son Jason sent me a message. And he said, Patrice, I send you a message to tell you my dad will be okay. And I know you are one of the few people he would like to give some update. And for me, it was just like a privilege. And I just went with him and lunch. I introduced him to my woman and my son. He's more than a coach. He's more than a manager for me.
Patrice, with United hit and miss at the moment. Some people were saying it's out of order. Fergie shouldn't be at the training ground, shouldn't be going to the games, shouldn't be going to Old Trafford. I'm like, whoa, what are you talking about? Ridiculous.
No, but I absolutely agree. But I think, we all in pain. Ferguson must be in pain also about the situation. So, of course, people, they like to think about the past and they wish and I even think even himself, he would wish to come just for 5 minutes. But yeah, the past is the past and we have to move forward. But Ferguson, his legacy will always be there. So I know we will be like what the people are talking about, but you can't help it.
Patrice, have you ever been on the end of a Fergie, what can I say, hairdryer treatment with, what he's like when he really does lose it? I'm sure you've seen it a lot in the dressing room area. Have you been on the end of that?
I've been, but it's a really funny story. He gave the hair dryer to so many people, even some player, they cry like big player. I won't mention names. But we were playing against Tottenham. We were winning 2-0. I was playing one of the best games since I joined United. And, at halftime, we came back in the dressing room. Ferguson didn't speak for 4 or 5 minutes. When you don't speak straight away, you mean like someone is in trouble. Everyone was like, oh my God, Patrice, you're on fire. And everything. And he looked at me. He said, Patrice, are you okay? And I said, yeah. He said, are you tired? I said, what? I even looked at my team. I think it was a prank. And he said, why you pass the ball back to Edwin van der Sar? I said, because I didn't have any solution forward. And I just passed one ball to the goalkeeper. And he gave me an unbelievable hair dryer. If you do that again, you're going to finish and watch the rest of the game next to me. This is the worst thing you ever played since you joined United. He gave me, and I stood up, and he was on my face, spitting. He was his face, his vein. And, I don't like the injustice, but I will never, answer back to the manager in front of my teammate because I respect the authority. So second half, we beat Tottenham 4-0 and, I couldn't wait, because his door is always open. So the next day I go to his office, I knock the door, say, hello, what is? I say, it's Patrice. Oh, son, how are you? And he was happy. I was like, boss, what's happened yesterday? He said, no, Patrice, you were the best player in the pitch, but, Cristiano Ronaldo was starting doing his skill. Some people, we were missing chance. When you play for United, when you score one goal, you have to score the second one, the third, and the fourth. But I was like, but boss, why me? And I said, be careful, boss, because next time this was a really close one. And he said, get out of my office, FFC. I won't saying the words. And I was like, wow. Then when I closed the door, I realized these guys, he just used me to send a message to the team to make sure we respect Tottenham by scoring goal. So that's the kind of relationship I had with him. I can't take the fire. So that was the only moment where I get that hair dryer and I couldn't understand why.
Do you think he's read your book yet?
Yeah, actually, no. Yesterday, he said, Patrice, where is my book? I said, send me my book. I said, no, boss, it's okay. I will bring it to you in person. For tomorrow at the game, I will give him to him.
And you double check the book that he's going to like the book. If he doesn't like the book, he's going to hit you with the book.
No, but exactly. But he know my life. He know my story. Many things that are in this book. He know everything about it, so he won't be surprised.
Right, Patrice, you very kindly agreed to do a game of player roulette because we have been down to the Palm Beach in London.
Oh.
We have borrowed the casino wheel. It's time for this.
Hi, I'm Ray. I'll be your croupier today. So let's play Patrice Evra's Player Roulette.
So, Patrice, your career has spanned from Sicily to Old Trafford. You've shared the dressing room with some of the greatest players to play the game. We want to hear your views on some of those players, Patrice, and what better way to pick who we talk about than a game of roulette. We've borrowed the roulette wheel from London. We will spin the ball. Ray will spin the ball.
Right, here we go.
It will land on a player, and I want you to tell us a story about them. Ray, take it away.
Here we go. Red number 5, Gary Neville.
Gary, the captain. No, I had such a great relationship with Gary. When I arrived, he was the one coming with me, showing me around to find a house. What a great captain. And yeah, I have a funny story with Gary Neville because in a training ground one day, I get the ball. He tackled me. He touched the ball, but he also touched my leg, and I was on the floor and I was like, what? It was like painful. And I said, Gary, you don't say sorry. And he gave me the F word. I was like, okay. So the next ball, 20 seconds later, it was a long diagonal. He controlled the ball with his chest. And I just did like a Bruce Lee movement. I tackled him on his throw and he nearly did a backflip and nearly broke his neck. So Ferguson stopped the training session. Everyone was in. When Rooney was like, you crazy, he could have died the way he fall. I said, next time he will say sorry. And Gary came inside the dressing room. He said, are you crazy? I said, Gary, next time just say sorry. I was calm. So they were like, okay, these guys, the way he's really calm is really dangerous. And I get like so much respect after that. But I love Gary and he loved me because, the way I spoke about United, he was, Patrice, you like a Mancunian. Even some people, they're growing in that town, they never loved the club that much. So Gary is really simple. If you love Man United, he will be your best friend.
But he still claims he's the best fullback United have ever had, Patrice. What do you say to that?
It's difficult because Irvine for me was one of the best fullback. I won't even mention myself. Anyone can play on the left and the right. So if I have to mention the best fullback, I would say Irvine, Dennis. But I could say, I think Gary Neville, many people, they still underestimate him. And if I didn't play with Dani Alves, I will probably say Gary Neville was the best right back I played with.
Okay.
Another spin, Ray.
Let's have another spin. I'm waiting for you to say it, Al.
Let's go.
Black 22, Paul Scholes.
Oh.
The only ones, Paul Scholes. The only player never get the air dryer by Sir Alex Ferguson. Paul Scholes is such a good guy. We really still like very close. What a player. When I say people say, who is the best player you ever play with? People expect me to say Cristiano. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Paul Scholes, even Zidane, Patrick Vieira, Henry, if you ask them, is all about Paul Scholes. And Paul Scholes, again, is a guy, I don't know why, when I signed for United, he was always tackle me, but like bad tackle because Paul Scholes can't tackle. So I was like, Scholesy, why? And he was like, why not? So that was his answer and just walk out. But no, Paul Scholes is a genius. Like when Ferguson, we were like the game, we were in charge on the game. He was like, just pass the ball to Scholesy. Because he controlled the tempo. When we do those balls in the training, he never go in the middle. He never lose the ball. And also, I think Scholes motivate me. Because in one moment, on my first 6 months, he wasn't the real Patrice Evra. And he said, you know what, Patrice, I think you were a joker. I think we should have send you back to Monaco for free. And all those things, because he's really straight. And I love those kind of people.
What about, there's a story, Patrice, very quickly, a story about you and Paul, Oasis, singing an Oasis song?
Oh, yeah, no. So, I wasn't aware about, that big rivalry. And I was the DJ in the dressing room. So in one moment, I put Oasis, Wonderwall, and I started singing, because I was his song, and he just turned out the music. I said, Scholes, what you doing? Don't touch my music because I'm really I'm the teacher. He said, you can't put this music. This is Oasis. This is City. You can't. And yeah, from that day, I never put any music from Oasis in the dressing room.
Patrice, I want to ask you about. I played with some of your teammates for France. Obviously, Robert Perez, Sylvain Wiltord, Patrice Evra, Thierry Henry. Did you have a lot of banter between Arsenal and Manchester United when you went back to international football? Did they say, "Oh, Arsenal this, Arsenal that," and you're talking about Manchester United? Was it good fun in that respect?
Yeah. I think a lot of banter. When we were in national team, and we always compare ourselves. I think it's a big rivalry. But like I say, sometimes they were like funny, the banter. Sometimes they weren't. But that's football. Banter is part of our life. Better than myself. But of course, we were like friends when we were playing for the French national team. But as soon as we back, to our club, we were like become enemies because we are professional and we want to win. And people, when you come back in the national team and when we were beating Arsenal, we were making joke in the table, and no one want to look like a fool. So no, they were like serious banter, and sometimes they were like going even maybe too far.
Patrice, every Irishman would love to hear what the dressing room was like after Thierry Henry, that famous goal where it looked like he caught the ball and he ends up scoring and knocking Ireland out. What happened in the dressing room after?
But it was, I keep answering to that question. It was like we'd never been qualified. I remember it was completely silence. We didn't celebrate. At the time, I didn't saw that he touched the ball with his hand. So I can see the Irish player was like complaining. And so it was a really weird like situation. But, I was really sad the way people treat Thierry Henry, especially our country, the media, the press, call him as a traitor and everything. But I'm always say like people, if I'm not Thierry Henry. So I don't know what I will do. Some people say, oh, he should have go and say to the referee, I touched the ball with the hand. But I'm 100%. No, any Irish player will have done that. So let's be clear. Let's stop being hypocrite. And I just say, even if like Thierry Henry was like saying, I touched the handball, imagine the French media, even the teammate, we will be like, are you serious? Because sometimes, when you want to win a game. I never been a cheater.
Yeah.
I would never be a cheater. But, you try everything. And after that goal, it was still like 1-1. And we, even when, Ireland, they were winning 1-0, we were still going to the extra time. So at the end, I think the Irish people, they were like so happy because the World Cup the 2010 was a disaster. So maybe it was the curse and the karma.
Yeah.
So at the end, should have never gone to that World Cup. But like I say, I just didn't like, and I was the only French player to actually speak up for Thierry Henry in the paper. And they said like, we shouldn't like treat or follow men that way.
Patrice, what about this weekend? And by the way, I'm really enjoying this conversation. Thank you. Are you worried about Manchester United this weekend against City?
I'm someone I don't like to be worried, because I'm someone really positive. I think even when we don't have a good season the past few years against City, we always show up. We always beat them or we draw. Last year, I think we draw against them. So I will see. The first 15 minutes are important. I think if City doesn't score the first 15 minutes, we got a great chance. It's going to be like open game because City also, they are not like consistent like they used to be. So it's a really open game.
And a bigger game for you, Patrice, would it have been City United or United against Liverpool? What's the biggest?
No, but you can't compare. Like my philosophy when I played with United, it was when you win against Chelsea at the time, is you're going to win the league. When you win against Liverpool, you're winning against the enemy. When you win against Manchester City, you're winning against the nosy neighbor. And sorry, Ray, when you win against Arsenal, because it wasn't your time, it was like you're winning against your babies. So that's
yeah, it's a good assessment, to be fair, Patrice. But just a quick one on Ronaldo. What a player. I mean, you're lucky to play with him at Manchester United. He's come back to United, and we saw in the week, not a great performance from Manchester United, but always rely on Ronaldo popping up with a goal. Yeah. Sum up, have you got words to sum up Ronaldo as a player and as a person and what he's achieved in his career?
But Cristiano is, first of all, as a person, as a human being, is so generous, so nice, and people don't see, that face, but he's a winner. He's addicted. Like Cristiano, when we are training at 10, he was the first in the training run. He was already there at 8. When we finished training, he was still on the pitch, like practicing. A good advice, I always say that, Tori, people laugh, but it's the truth. When he invite me for lunch, don't ever go for lunch because you're going to have one of the most boring lunch at Cristiano house because it's salad, plain chicken, water, nothing, no even fizzy water. Like after that, we went in the garden, training a little bit. After we went swimming, the sauna. And in one point, I look at him, I say, but bro, we just finished the training session. And why we have to do a second training session? This Cristiano is, and that's why I can't understand some people. They were like, oh, he shouldn't have never come back. He loved United. When Cristiano was in Madrid, the only club when I talk to him is United. I promise you, even if Cristiano doesn't score all the season, he will never get booed. And it's not like because he got the credit of what he have done, because he's Ronaldo. This player should never be benched or because he can score in any moment. And you can see recently, he's the savior of United. He's hiding everything. Ronaldo is the best player in the world.
So, Patrice, just to finish, do you get back to Paris much to see the family, the siblings, or are you based mainly now in the UK?
No, I am actually based in Dubai. I'm not based in the UK.
Oh, are you? Wow.
Yeah. I'm trying to enjoy life, but I can't. To be honest, I'm more busy than when I used to play. But I come in UK. I'm doing my book tour, of course. I've got a lot of family and friends in Paris. But most of the time, I'm between like Dubai and Copenhagen because my woman, she's from Denmark. So 6 months Dubai, 6 months Copenhagen, and of course, every time coming in UK, in France, I'm like a lot of opportunity. I'm a lucky man. I finish all my coach badges. I'm doing pundit also. I signed with Amazon. So yeah, I'm a busy man but a happy man.
Patrice, I'd just like to say a lot of people listening, we have a few million people listening, and some people may not know you or have heard you talk at length. They see the videos with the chickens, say, what's wrong with this guy? There's a screw loose somewhere. But no, after this morning, Patrice, I think a lot of people will like you, and I've enjoyed talking to you. Good luck in Copenhagen and Dubai, and good luck at the weekend in the Derby. Thank you.
Thanks, Patrice.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.